Good afternoon, friends. Today we're going to talk about sinusitis and homeopathy. Sinusitis is a very common complaint, and we often see many patients of sinusitis in our practice. As the name suggests, sinusitis is an inflammation of the sinuses, and we have sinuses like maxillary sinus, ethmoidal sinus, frontal sinus. These sinuses they get inflamed because of infections, bacterial infections usually, and usually the symptoms of sinusitis are painfulness, tenderness in the sinus region, especially this region here. There could be a lot of discharge. The discharge initially from the nose could be very thin, watery, later on becomes yellowish and then greenish also. So depending upon the discharges, depending upon the ailments from, depending upon the modalities, we have various remedies that we think of in sinusitis. So today, the first thing is we are going to look at what remedies are there in sinusitis. So one of the most common remedies is Kali bichromicum, which is often suggested for sinus pressure and thick, stringy, greenish yellow mucus. It is typically used when the pain is concentrated in the forehead or root of the nose and worsens in cold weather. Yet another very important remedy is pulsatilla. It is used for individuals which are experiencing mild, gentle temperaments with bland, thick, yellowish, greenish discharge. Symptoms often are worse in warm or closed room and improve in fresh open air. Yes, another remedy is Hiparcel, which is a very important remedy for sinusitis. You know, Hiparcel is a very chilly patient. Complaints are worse in winter, headache, especially on shaking the head, indicated for severe throbbing sinus pain with extreme sensitivity to cold air. Hipar is usually selected when the discharge is thick and foul smelling. Another remedy is arsenic album, which is frequently recommended in individuals with burning, watery nasal discharge, which is thin, watery, accompanied by restlessness, anxiety, and feeling of nasal blockage. Now, another remedy is Merxol, which is indicated when the nasal discharge is burning, accompanied by frequent sneezing, a raw throat, heavy sweating, bad breath, symptoms often worse at night. Don't forget belladonna, which is a very acute remedy, especially in the primary stage of sinusitis, where there's a lot of throbbing headache, the discharge is thin, watery, and the face may feel hot, flushed, and highly sensitive to light, noise, and sudden movement. Let's not forget a remedy called spigelia, which is used primarily when the sinus pain is concentrated in the eye, especially the left side of the face, particularly around the forehead and eyes, and worsens with movement. So these are certain tips that we would like to give you for sinusitis. Of course, Nux vomica is yet another remedy where the pain is above the eyes or top of the head. Headache is worse in sunlight, better by pressure covering head. Stopped up nose gets worse in warm room. Patient, of course, is very irritable. So we'll have to look at even the temperament of the patient. Remember, it's not only the symptoms of the sinus, but also look at the temperament of the patient, constitution of the patient, the modalities, the physical generals. And then when we give it for the sinus, it will surely work, my friends. So thank you very much. And let's wait for another session on homeopathic therapeutics. Bye bye.